And welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Master Heart family. This is just such a sweet place to be every Monday, and you're going to absolutely love what we're going to share and do today. And this is a place where we're being lifted out of the fog, if you will, kind of ran by our committee. And it's a place that frees our heart, and so you could just ask for that. And I just want my heart to be free, to fly freely. And you'll see it will start doing that. And as we now flow into our heart space and see the divine in ourselves, in all of us and everyone, and in all of our experiences, that you'll see the divine in every moment. It's such a beautiful life that we have. And so I welcome the Master Heart family, and you can expect the rest of your week to flow magically, with miracles to happen, to show up. It will raise your vibration. That raises your point of attraction to everything that you want. And so, Liberty, I think before we started, I think you had a question about one of our Master Heart family members.
Yes, Ross. I was
Yeah.
trying to find out how her dream how she made out to Israel, how everything's going. Does she keep in contact?
Yeah. So Ross is one of our Master Heart family members, and what we do here is we help each other and all of us, and the divine helps us to our angels, our archangels, and all that is. They guide us, they support us, and to our dreams. And so Ross always wanted to live near her family in Israel, and last that I heard, that's exactly where she is. And so she's happy with her grandchildren, and so things are sweet. And know that your dreams can come true too. And I helped her build her real estate, really empire that she has, and she was well along in it and helped her get to the next level, and that put her in a position to where she could leave. She was living in Chicago and move to Israel. So yeah, thanks for thinking about her, and she loves all of us. She's with all of us, and remember, nobody is gone, even when they supposedly die. Death is a misunderstanding, and we all have eternal life. And because of that all is well, and that if we say they're gone, then they are. But if we invite them in, we can invite any of those that are walking with us right now, to those that have walked before us, our ancestors, any spiritual people that you've known from the past and learned about, that you can invite everybody in. So great question. And yeah, so she's living the dream, as all of us are living the dream more and more. So yeah, what else? What else is going on? What's the good news? Who has some good news to share with us? Some magic that have happened, miracles that have happened for you. What are your thoughts? What do you want to share and lead with heart with?
I'll speak.
Hey,
Sorry, I put
Carolyn.
the video off by accident. Last Thursday we thought we were going to lose my dad, and he is now home and still kicking.
Wow, that's
So we
great.
survived
Yeah.
again. Yeah, but all is well.
So what attributed to that, Carolyn? Like, kind of what were the circumstances, and, what were you thinking at the time, et cetera?
Yeah. 18 years ago, my dad had prostate cancer, and he's bleeding out from his prostate now. Like, he's on a lot of blood thinners.
Uh-huh. And so they thought he was going to transition back into the non-physical. And what were you doing? What were you thinking at the time? What were you thinking, Carolyn?
I was thinking a lot of different things. There was a lot going on. One is he's at that point that he's ready. His 90th birthday is this week, the 12th.
Awesome.
And so we're wanting him to get to his birthday, but more than that, we have a trip in March He's tired of the fight. He's a British man, and he has had a catheter bag for almost 2 months, and for him that's excruciating.
Yeah.
So we're just going day to day. But what happened and why he was going to die was when we went to the hospital on Monday. They didn't give him any of his medications, and he's on some pretty heavy duty medications for some other issues. He's got
Yeah.
severe. He's got a chronic. It's called CIDP, but it's autoimmune neuropathy, and he's not taken his Lyrica for 3 days, and he was in severe withdrawals from the Lyrica.
Yeah.
And thank goodness there's a whole team of us. My sister was there Wednesday night at the hospital, and they said, "You need to go home." She said, "I am not going home till my dad gets his Lyrica." So they went and got it and gave it to him. And literally by the next morning, he was back to his old self,
Yeah.
his norm.
Yeah.
And and then was able to be released on Friday from the hospital. So he's happy to be home.
Well, that's
So,
awesome, man.
Yeah. So but but we're just grateful to still have them.
Yeah, yeah. And because of the determination, because of the thinking about, like your, sister saying, "Hey, I'm going to stay there till he's better." And if you say that, then that's what will happen. He'll get better. Kind of like Cash went and bless the mom, not his mom, but the mom that didn't have more than a day left or whatever, and he prayed over her, and now she's back at home, and so it's our intention.
Stanley.
Well,
Stanley Ferguson.
Okay, and so a couple things. First of all, understand that our soul determines when we come here and when we leave. So there's nothing to be sad about or mourn about or anything when someone transitions back into the non-physical, because their soul made that decision. And so who are we to fight God, if you will, oppose God's will? And at the same time, know that when we all do transition, that when we do, it's a time to celebrate. It's a time to have joy and celebrate that life, whether it was 1 day or 90 years. And so it's just these misunderstandings about life. And this is where we're helping each other to really understand that everything is divine. Everything is playing out perfectly in divine right order. So, Carolyn, we're so happy to hear that your dad is doing well, and that because of your deliberate intention of wanting him to go on that trip or whatever, then that'll be so, as long as we don't buy into, oh, he's sick or whatever. But you also mentioned a great point that he had, that actually most people have, and that is that most of us, if not all of us, at some point are tired of the fight. And you know what? We can give up that fight. It's all in our heads. Like, no matter what condition, for example, Carolyn's dad is in, that he can think other thoughts and be well. And that all of us have been or are in the battle. And you can give that up. The battle is created by our committee. These lower thoughts, these your lower self thoughts. Some people call it the devil. I call it the drunken monkey. That, this committee is trying to pull you away from what you want. And so so all of us have the power to be able to feel good right in this moment. And that's all you need. Because when you feel good in this moment, you're raising your vibration up to the divine, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. And that divine intelligence will take you to even better feeling thoughts that will take you to everything you want. And so we all have the power to be happy right now in this moment. And it's like, wow, how amazing and wonderful that is. And so we can give up the battle, guys. Battle's up. Doesn't matter what your situation is. You just ask yourself a question. you think God, the higher power, the divine, whatever, that do you think that, and I'll just use God here, that do you think that God has the ability to get you out of whatever you're in, whether it's health, financial, whatever? Just ask yourself that question. And if you
Yep.
answer, yeah, good, yes. It's like, yes, yes, yes. And whatever, anything happens good for you, and it will this week, I guarantee you, to 3 times say yes. And what that does is that raises your vibration more, and you'll get more good feelings of different circumstances and events, and not necessarily just a good feeling you had from that particular experience you had. So life is just a barrel of fun if you decide to have it that way. But if you start saying, "Oh, I don't have enough money," God says, "No problem. I'll bring it on so you don't have enough money." So we have to stop looking at what's in front of us, what we're looking at, what we're experiencing right now, or what we've experienced in the past. It doesn't matter. What matters, and all our power, is right here in this present moment. So, Carolyn, bravo for your dad, bravo for the family to have the prayers, the thoughts about, hey, we want to make him well. And next thing you know, he's well. Fantastic. Other thoughts, other magic, other miracles happening in your life?
You'll share some stuff. Yeah, it's good to see everybody today. And I've come to the conclusion this stuff does not work unless I do something with the information.
True.
And in doing so, I mean, for my whole life, if you said things to me like, I love money and things like that, man, that was such a hard thing for me to say and stuff like that, because my beliefs and what I was taught and everything else, and I was so locked into those beliefs. Anything outside of it, I wouldn't even listen to and stuff. And I struggled for a long time in my life, and so all the stuff I've done, but now working with Dr. Hank and the stuff we've done and everything, it's like I understand it differently. Once I started, because we would talk on the phone and I'd go, yep, I'm going to do that. Yep, I'm going to do that. And I'd hang up and I'd go, I can't do that. That's against my beliefs. But what's happened is where other programs and all the other stuff I've done, this has kind of been like a breakthrough thing for me is like I love money just like I love my life and I love my dog and I love like there's nothing wrong with that. And as I do that, my sense of deserving increased. And I'm not kidding you guys. I know I've said this before in here, is I play 12 to 15 hours of pickleball a week. Like that is like my job, playing pickleball and having fun. And when I do that, man, things just flow so easily. And, I talked about the clients and stuff like that, but even like I come home from traveling last week down to the Panhandle, I get to go spend it. Somebody pays me good money to go, hold on a second, go hang out by the beach in the Panhandle for a week. Like I couldn't have put that together if I wanted to in my life, and all I'm doing is I shared this before, is I just keep leaning into seeking more. I have found that when I get to a point of feeling like I've learned, like for me specifically right now, it's like when I think I know who God is, I quit seeking. Just like when I lose my keys, once I find them, I don't keep looking for my keys. So when I find who God is to me, then that just locks that right there. And what I've been doing instead is just being open to seeking, because who God is today is different than who he was yesterday. And it just continues that expansion going. And like I said, I come home from traveling and there's checks in the mail for me, people calling me to pay me. And it's just, it's not just the love of money, but it's that flow of abundance and flow of that lifestyle, which increases my impact. And as I feel better and do more, I notice my clients have more breakthroughs in their lives, and the people I'm working with on the for the government leadership thing I'm doing and stuff, and across the board, what happens to me spans out and impacts other people's lives. And all I have to do is play and enjoy and have fun living this lifetime, and like opportunities are showing up. I think I shared this, but I'm really excited. A couple of weeks ago, a guy was at my office And we did a 3-hour photo shoot for a magazine I'm being featured in that I didn't even reach out to anybody. The whole thing showed up, and that's what's happening. More and more things are just showing up, and I just go, thank you. I don't sing. I just say, though, thank you. Thank you. You know, that easy money, easy life. I lean into that whole thing. Every once in a while, I'll do the clap thing because I see Dr. Hank doing it and stuff, but I make sure nobody's looking. But it's just fun. It's laughter. You know, I try to start my day now with like I I have the things I do, but part of it for me is laughter and joy. And I start my morning doing that when I'm doing the joy shop. You know, I'll literally sing some of the lines, just thinking like it's on here and stuff like that, and just laughing, and doing it, and it's just it's choosing to be not do happy, but choosing to be happy. Right, for me right now, it's choosing to be happy right now and put that on. And it's happening regardless of situations, circumstances, happening around me. Yeah. It's like it's still available no matter what's going on for me. I can still choose to do that, and it's just absolutely amazing. I'll give you a quick example of me, how I used to live my whole life. Is that I was in Biloxi last week, is one of the places I traveled through, and I had found a restaurant there about 5-6 months ago, and they have the best blueberry cheesecake I've ever had in my life. So I was locked into, I'm having cheesecake tonight. And so I went, and the restaurant I went to wasn't the right one. And I went to 4 different restaurants and walked in, and I go, do you guys have blueberry cheesecake? And they go, no. So I'd go to the next one. I eventually parked my car and just walked from restaurant to restaurant until I found it. And in the past, it would have been strugglesome. It would have been like that inner drive, that self-drive happening, where this wasn't, it was just fun. And I had people laughing because I'm so concerned about cheesecake and stuff. And it's just everything. And it's my perspective, where it could have been through struggle and pushing to make it happen and everything else, to just having fun. And man, it lightens up everything. And it's amazing to me. It doesn't make logical sense that being in a place of having fun like that opens up opportunities so much easier. Yeah. But I'm enjoying what's happening so much. I just want to let it keep flowing like that.
That's great. And so you can. And, it's this idea that Joy was sharing is focus on, in essence, feeling good, and ask to feel good. That we've been told, so first of all, most of our beliefs aren't our own. They were brought on to us. If you were born in a different country, you'd be a different religion. So, it impacts literally everything. That if you could meet your great grandparents, they'd have similar mannerisms as you. Literally, because we pick up that vibration, and we pick it up as a child coming home. We had, Deborah on, and with a little baby Jaira, who's our new Master Heart family member, that, she was smiling. And Deborah was telling me afterwards, she was smiling because she heard all the high vibrations from all of you, that she was just having a ball. And so we pick up all these beliefs. And what Joey has done is he's risen above this fog and just asked to rise above the fog. I want to see clarity now. I want to lead with heart. I want my heart to be fully open. And I want to go have fun. We take all this way too serious. We're living we live better than any king or queen ever did. And we run water and phones, all kinds of cars and all kinds of things, way better. And yet we, are moping around because 80% of our thoughts are unwanted thoughts. And we get to choose, and we can choose to, I'm just going to have wanted thoughts. I'm going to have thoughts that are good, because God doesn't care if you're thinking about what happened in the past, if you're thinking about now, or you're thinking about the future. That God's going to give it to you, whatever you're thinking about. Whatever your prayer is, God's going to answer your prayer. And so thus, then why don't you think about what will be? And I just love on how that I have a long, happy, healthy, wealthy life. I love that things, just the magic is coming. More money is coming. More easy money is coming. And Joey always kids about him not liking to sing. We all know that Joey is singing easy money, easy life every day to himself. And so you brought up some great things. Again, the beliefs on that, yeah, they're really not our beliefs. And if you'll just release your beliefs and know that this is an abundant life. We've been promised this. We can have the abundant life, but you have to allow. And so ask for it. Simply ask for it. I want an abundant life. Feel better. And then Joey also said, seeking. Knock and the door shall be open. Seek and you shall find it. And the reason why you're always expanding in your relationship with God is because there's no end to this eternal relationship that you have with God, with God's gifts. And God's gifts are the archangels, the 7 archangels, which we're going to be visited today by Archangel, the 7th archangel, Archangel Zadkiel, who gives us compassion and kindness. It's like, oh my goodness, that's one of the things that man who has walked before us has asked for, is for compassion and kindness. And in all kinds of ways that Zadkiel will take us through today. And but also a gift from God is money. Okay? And there's plenty of it. There were no billionaires 80 years ago. Now there's, 2,600 or something billionaires. Where'd the money come from? Did we import it from, Jupiter or something? No, we created it with our minds. There was no electricity in Christ's time. And now but it's always been there, electricity. It's all a matter of us asking and then allowing the Father to do the work. And this is what Joey is doing. Instead of Joey getting out there trying to figure it out, he says, hey, I'm done with it. I'm giving up the battle. The war is over. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to go enjoy myself, and I'm going to be very specific on what I want. And I'm going to only think about things that I want, that I like, that I love. And then I'm going to allow the Father to do the work. And then I'm going to receive it. Ask and you shall receive. And so, it's great. Wow. Knock and the door shall be open. What door are you knocking on? And most people are knocking on. They say, oh, but this is reality. What's in front of you? Not enough money here, not enough love, not enough health or whatever. It's not reality. We've already shared. Reality all starts, proven by science, with our thought. So why don't you think about having the abundant life, about being healthy, about being happy, about having fun, and putting trust in? So where is this trust? What is this trust? Trusting that God has the answer. God's will is to do what you've asked for. But we get in the way all the time. And when we get in the way, we do, and then we end up getting do. And really, I have so many people finally coming to me and saying, okay, I got do in my life. Please clean it up. Yeah, all we need to do is clean up our thoughts, our thinking. Beautiful. More thoughts, more miracles.
Well, I have a question, Dr. Hank. Joey, that's so awesome. I'm so happy for you. But so it's clear in my head. So Joey, the biggest thing that's different now versus a long time ago, right, with you, is that you feel good. You enjoy life. Is that right?
Yeah, I think part of it, what it is like I've heard a lot, and Dr. Hank, you talk a lot about like getting out of my own way. Again, the Antichrist is what I call this, my thinking, my strategies, my plans, my all that and everything else. One of the things I've come up with, Robin, is I just tell myself, if this feels normal going through this to bring about abundance or whatever, clients, whatever it is, if it feels normal, that means I'm doing it through my head, which means I'm not going to get there. So it's going to feel abnormal doing it because I'm allowing it to happen for me rather than making it happen. And I think that's one of the reason I play so much pickleball is because it keeps me out of the office from getting into the Antichrist. So I think that's really what's making a difference there. And I just don't sing, Robin. I don't sing.
That's the key.
I had to put that in there. Does
I
that make
know.
sense though?
It does. Yeah, I desire that in my life. So it's just so fun to hear you speak like this.
Yeah. It's
So thank
cool 'cause
you.
when I traveled, like last Monday was a travel day. So I drove, I did the call on my route, but it's like an 8 hour drive, and Friday's an 8 hour drive back home. And I so much enjoy even the drive now because I'm not in that battleground anymore. I'm not in that thing with all the thoughts and everything else. I just keep thinking happiness. I keep thinking of good things and exciting things that could happen and have happened and will happen. And if I could go on just for another 30 seconds, Dr. Hank,
Sure, Joey. You
The
got
other-
it.
if I could take over your meeting, the other
It's our
big
meeting.
thing, the other big thing that's happened is, and it's taken me a long time to really step out in faith in all of this stuff. Because I've come from a logical mind. I was in corporate America. I went, all my schooling and everything was, you got to make it happen, and all my patterns, all of that stuff. So it was a big act of faith for me to step out into really believing these principles. And this is why I started the way I did, and practicing them, really going through that, the joy shop on a daily basis, and really allowing it to penetrate, and not just saying the words or acting like I did it or having a good reason not to. But once I started getting results, it was confusing for me for a little bit, but it's no longer faith then. It's a belief. I have evidence that shows it's real in my life. So I'm no longer building faith into that. I know it now. And it happens every time by just allowing it, by getting in that state of play and what I love, and just allowing it to show up. It's no longer faith. It's part of the reality of my life because I have evidence of it happening and playing. And so that makes it so much easier for me to stay on there when I can see it like that. I can build faith in other areas now. I can expand, from $25,000 a month revenue to $150,000 a month revenue. That would take an act of faith, to see that big a difference and stuff. But knowing that I can easily manifest money, or easily manifest clients, or easily have an impact, or easily live this life with joy, I have evidence showing me that that's real.
Powerful, Joey. Powerful. Yeah. And here's how you get on that path is keep it simple, keep it easy. Just ask to feel better. Just ask for a big happy surprise to come today, but also be looking for it. If you are being ran by your committee and you're so emerged over poor me, or I'm mad at this, or whatever, you won't see it. You won't see the miracles. The miracles are happening all the time. We're giving you hints. We're showing you the way, but most are too preoccupied with the committee. Committee's running their life. And so when you release that and you say, hey, here's what I want, just easy things. I want to just feel better. And you'll be amazed. You'll feel better. See, we're all feeling better right now than we were before we got on, and you'll be feeling even better as the angels come in, and then we have access to all of this loving energy that we call God, angels, archangels, whatever. We have access to all this that make it happen. We don't make it happen. We have to believe. We were brought up. You got to go make it happen. You got to go work hard. And every bit of every athlete that says, oh, I worked hard and that's why I got there, it's all bullshit.
Yeah.
What it was the thought that they wanted to get to the Super Bowl or be a good pickleball player like Joey. and so it is literally that we get to call the shots. We're in full control of this. So as we just realize that, wow, I'm going to start, and then ask. And so, so people always ask me, well, what should I do? And you ask. I want to see some miracles today. I'd like to feel better today. I'd like to have a big happy surprise. I'd like to find some money today. I was at the car wash the other day, found 2 pennies on the ground. Man, I was rocking on that. I went up there, I picked up those pennies, and people are waiting for their car wash. And I get my car washed a lot every week. And people are looking at me because they're waiting for their car wash. And I'm dancing those 2 pennies, and they see that I'm all excited about these 2 pennies, and they think I'm totally out of my mind. I don't care what other people think. What I care is about what I think and what God thinks. And how do I know if I'm thinking like God and I'm feeling good? That's the communication system. So I'm dancing around with that penny. And that's when someone tied me, I don't know, a few hours later in Zelle, because they got a $30,000 deal. They netted $25,000 out of it, and they sent me $2,500. And why is that? It's all because I love money, and money loves me. It's all because I was feeling good over just, and most people would say, that's why the 2 pennies were there. Most people just walk right by. There's the miracle, is the pennies. Don't judge it. When you're comparing different things, whether it's money or how good the hug was, the conversation, or whatever, when you're comparing, that's the committee. There is no comparison. It's all divine right now in this red hot moment. And isn't it? It's so sweet. Beautiful, Joey. Thank you. Other thoughts, comments?
Can I share something really quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So I almost missed this miracle the other day, just like Dr. Hank said, because I don't know. Anyway, so I got in my pool. I tread water every morning. It's beautiful. I love my patio. I love my pool. And so when I got in my pool, I just said, Heavenly Father, I would love to have my heart sing today. Please help my heart sing today. And within seconds, all these beautiful white birds landed right by my pool in the grass. And then they kept coming. And I almost dismissed it. But then I thought, that I asked for my heart to sing. And here comes these birds and they keep coming. So I took a picture. I sent it to Dr. Hank. And I was so happy. But Dr. Hank is so right, because I almost missed it.
Yeah.
Because, we just go on through life, right? So once I recognized that miracle, I was like, wow, thank you so much. And it was just, so that was kind of big for me.
That is beautiful, Robin. Thank you for sharing, and just amazing. One more comment, thought?
I'd like to share.
Hey, Mia.
Hey, I feel like there's going to be a Master Heart Family pickleball tournament that happens at some point.
Give me hugs.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's something that we can get going in the future. But
there you go. Beautiful idea.
Yeah. So I have surgery next Monday, and this week, I had family and everyone who's kind of helping out, and it's been great because I've had this outpouring of support that really filled my cup this week. This past week, I had a neighbor that popped by, and she came over with treats and a bouquet of flowers, and she offered to walk my dog for me, so that I didn't have to. And my sister brought me soup. My mom's been by. It's just been great. I had a friend send me gifts from Atlanta, and another friend from Chicago who's like, I have some time I can take off. If you need help after your surgery, I'll come and take care of you. And it was such a shock to me. I'm like, at first it was like, really? Like, wow, this is, I've never had this sort of outpouring before. And it really took me by surprise, but it really filled my cup just to see how much like love and support is actually there and available. And it wasn't that it was never there before, but I really feel like this past week I allowed it.
Yeah.
I stopped, like what Joey was saying about, just sort of letting go of the efforting. And I've been in this position where I've just had to physically let go of the efforting, just, and take it easy. And I'm grateful for that opportunity, because it really showed me that, wow, you actually really can let go,
Yeah.
and you will be fully supported no matter what.
Wow.
And so I'm taking this, which some people might think, oh no, you're having surgery, and,
Mhm.
might look at it as a negative thing. But for me, it's like, I keep that message of everything is happening for me, not to me.
Yeah. Wow.
And so I start looking at, like, why is this happening for me? Like, what are all the things that are happening for me? And it's like I can come up with the list. I have, support. I have loving family and friends and neighbors, and I'm getting healthier every single day.
Yeah.
I'm choosing to, even though I haven't had the surgery, I'm like, I don't have to wait for the surgery to start to feel good, to start to feel better.
Right.
And yesterday was the first day I told my mom, I said, I actually have really good energy today. And she's like, really? What changed? I was like, I think I just decided to. I'm taking all the same stuff I was taking before, but the beetroot powder and all the supplements, but it was just a conscious choice. And then seeing all the support pour into, I've just been like, wow, and this feeling of overflow. And I sat last night and I was just like, I was, talking out loud of all the things I was really grateful for.
Awesome.
And I was like, man, I could keep this list going right now. I really
Yeah.
could. And I'll share really quickly. Some months ago, I said, my birthday's at the end of this month.
Oh.
And I said, I would really love to do something fun, something I haven't done before. I said, I've traveled, but I've never done a cruise. That would be kind of like a fun thing to do. But then I was like, well, I'm having surgery. So, that's out the window. I had no idea that my guy was actually planning a cruise
Right.
for a couple weeks after surgery to just like relax.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'll be able to, I cleared it with my doctor, and I plan on healing really fast anyway. So I know that I'll be able to go and relax and sit in the sun. And I'm just
awesome.
really grateful right now.
That's amazing. I mean, this is really just incredible, and it's real. It talks to just how everything is a blessing when we look at and look for the blessing. And Amia, when is your birthday?
The 27th.
The 27th. All right. Okay. And well, happy early birthday. And so Mia had a choice. She could have been in her pity party and saying, feeling sorry for her and telling everybody about, oh, this operation, this is awful, it's going to take me time, blah, blah, blah. And that would have been all committee talk. And instead, what she's done is she's looked for the blessings. And look at all the blessings. She's seen this. She's just so happy about all this. Everything happens for us. And even this contrast that we're in. And so I know some of you are in either financial situation, physical, whatever, that we can take all of it and look at it as a blessing. And when we do, we'll find the blessing and we'll get what we want. Good health, more money, whatever it is that you're wanting, you can have. You have the power. God's given you the power with your thoughts to be able to create anything that you desire, to have your dreams come true. And for us to know that, to believe that we have that power. So Mia, the way that you took contrast and turned it around, and that, that I say, hey, this is just great. And you call in your angels, next Monday, and everything will be perfect. And you're going to be more healthier than ever. And, your recovery is quick and easy, and have fun. I have fun with it. Every time I go to the hospital, I have the intention that I'm going to laugh. And I got the nurses laughing, I got the doctors laughing. I think I shared a couple of examples one time on how I did that. When you ask, or I don't have to make up, hey, what am I going to say funny or whatever? No, then I just ask, hey, I want to have fun. I want to laugh. I want to smile. And God will show you a way where all of a sudden you'll realize, if you look for it, if you're aware of it, you're laughing. Like every time I laugh, every time I smile, which I've already laughed and smiled today because of, all of us being together, that I reflect on it instantly. And I say, there's the blessing, there's the answer to my prayer. It just keeps on coming. And when you get into that momentum and get out of your pity party, then it just gets better and better. All we need to do is ask and then allow it in. And so think about what you want and why you want it. What and why, and then allow it in. The disallowing is saying, well, I can't do that, or buying into what other people are saying, whatever. And so speaking of what other people are saying, that today we have the honor to be with Archangel Zadkiel. And Archangel Zadkiel is a beautiful violet energy and light and angel dust, a gift from God. It's one of the things that mankind has asked for, those that have walked before us. One of the 7 main things that we have asked for is for compassion and kindness from ourselves, from others, for all our situations, experiences. And so Zadkiel has asked to come in today. And so I would invite all of you to sit in your chair, your feet on the floor, hands in your lap. Suggest that you close your eyes. It's easier to go within. And now let's breathe in. Breathe in deeply. And breathe out. And just say to yourself, relax. Your breath is what the Bible calls spirit. It's the fastest way for you to connect with this loving energy of the divine. Breathe in. And breathe out. And as you breathe out, just say, at ease. Ask for your mind to quiet. Breathe in the breath of God. Hold it. And there's the divine. And release. Quiet your mind. Let go of the day. Let go of the committee. And start to float. Breathe in. And breathe out. Continue this breathing as we invite Archangel Zadkiel in. We invite you into our consciousness now. Come into our bodies, our emotions, and speak to us. Welcome, divine ones. It is so wonderful to be with you. Feel my loving energy, my loving divine energy, that violet light shining on you now, shining compassion on you, kindness on you. For I am compassion and kindness that I bring to you now, and that you can keep this forevermore. Call upon my violet energy, my violet angel dust, as it pours onto you now, into every pore of your body, every atom, cell of your body, every function, organ of your body is filled with compassion now. Breathe in and breathe me in. And you'll be filled now with compassion. Oh, you are so compassionate. So we open up your heart and allow compassion to flow into it. Compassion now flows into your thoughts. You have compassionate thoughts. You have kind, you have uplifting thoughts. It feels so good to be so compassionate, be so kind, and kind to who? First and foremost, kind to you. I now take my energy and put that kindness and compassion into you. And you now have thoughts and compassion onto yourself, kindness on yourself, love on yourself. And every thought now, and every feeling, this is compassion for yourself. Feel me, embrace me, invite me in. Breathe in. And breathe out. Compassion now goes around you, in you, through you. And you are so compassionate to yourself now that you rise above the illusion. You see now with clarity the compassion in everything in your past, from you growing up, to the people, to the experiences that you've had in the past. Look upon all of it with compassion now, with kindness now. For as you do, this will release anything that isn't and give you compassion and the ability to give compassion and kindness to the world. Breathe in. And now look upon your current life, where you are now, what's going on now, all the people, the experiences, everything that you measure, different areas of your life, your health, your wealth, relationship, spirituality, which is now solid as you embrace my compassion, kindness. And now you embrace it for yourself, you embrace it for everyone in your life, for everything that's going on in your life. Everything. See the compassion, see the kindness that everyone is doing as best as they can. And as you see that, and as you see what they're really asking, they really need, because they want to be compassionate. They want to show compassion. And they will not, as you open up to me and be compassionate. Feel my violet energy swarming within you. It feels so good. You feel so kind. You feel so filled with love. It is bubbling up now. You are raised above this world, and you see it for the beauty that it is, the divine in every moment, every person, from the past, the present, and now the future. Your future is bright. Your future is filled with compassion and kindness, and because it is, it overflows. And your cup overfloweth now, and is extended to the world. That as you give your compassion and your kindness to every person, every circumstances, from the past, present, and future, that now everything changes for you. You see the divine in everything. You see us in everything. You see God in everything. This loving, energy. You've released the unwanted and welcomed in the compassion, the kindness. For this is who you are, and this is who all people are underneath the fog, underneath the guards of their heart. And you release those guards for them, and you lift them up now. Because you are now thriving in compassion, kindness. That's all you need. Get everything that you want. And it impacts every person where you will see compassion and kindness in every situation, every event, every experience, every person, and in your beautiful divine self now. Breathe in. And my love of compassion and kindness is with you now, forevermore. It's within your consciousness. It's within your emotions. It's within every cell of your body. And you illuminate my violet light now out to the world. And your life just became divine. And just let this soak in now. Let me soak in to you the compassion, the kindness. You are now. We are now together. And I love you forever. Always have. Always do. Love you, divine one. And I'm with you. And I now invite you back into the room. Invite you back into your chair. And start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, feeling so good. Oh. I invite you now to open up your eyes and welcome this beautiful, beautiful life. This life of compassion and kindness is now ours together. And so it is. Amen. Ooh, I feel good, like I knew that I would. Woo-hoo. So what did you like best about that? What was your experience? Vivian, you're a new member of our Master Heart family. Welcome. She was in Austin with us. Yeah. And what did you like about just all of this, any of this? What did you like most?
I love the fact it's God-based. Everything is about God.
Yeah.
And I've been in other groups where, Joey, you were talking, you need to do more. You need to do this. You're doing and not being.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what I need and what I've been looking for. And God blessed me on Saturday.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. And see, and so there the miracles are. And they're just going to keep on pouring in now, Vivian. You'll see. Started Saturday, you asked and God answered. So
That-
now, yeah, and not only am I your guardian angel, but we all are your guardian angels and you to us. Isn't that beautiful? Welcome to your new spiritual family.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. That's great. Well, with that, any other
Let's
last?
go.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, you gotta go. Joey was trying to get out of singing, is what Joey was doing. So I'll lead off and then follow me. We've invited our hearts in. We've invited our hearts in. Now it's time for our dreams to begin.
Now it's time for our dreams to begin.
We love our Master Heart family. We
love our Master Heart
family.
As we now walk together merrily.
As we now walk together merrily.
Merrily, sing it like kids now. We are now leading with heart. We are
now leading with
heart. And this is how to live life smart. And this is
how to live life smart.
Sound off our Master Heart family.
Sound off our Master Heart
family.
Sound off our Master Heart family.
Sound off our Master Heart
family.
Yes, yes, yes.
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 All right, more miracles are going to be just flowing into you. Watch for them. They're headed your way. We got all our angels gathering up all our goodies for the best week you've ever had. And I love you all.